Welcome back to Top Coin, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins and collectibles. Today, we're taking a closer look at a tiny piece of Canadian history that might just surprise you with its hidden value. That's right, we're talking about the 2001 Canadian 5-cent coin. We'll uncover its history, explore what makes it special, and see how much it's worth today. Stick around to the end, because there's a rare version of this coin that collectors are paying a lot for. First, let's talk about the history behind the Canadian 5-cent coin. Nicknamed the nickel, this coin has been a part of Canadian currency since 1858. However, it wasn't always made of nickel. Originally, Canadian 5-cent coins were tiny silver pieces. The nickel we know today didn't come into circulation until 1922, when the cost of silver became too expensive for such a small denomination. The beaver design we're all familiar with was first introduced in 1937, created by artist G. Kruger Gray. This iconic image represents Canada's wildlife and its fur trade history. Now, fast forward to the year 2001. This particular year was significant because it marked the last time the Canadian 5-cent coin was minted using traditional nickel before transitioning to steel-plated materials in 2002. This makes the 2001 nickel the end of an era. On the front of the coin, you'll see the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Dora de Pedrihunt in 1990. This portrait remained in use until 2003. On the reverse side, we have the classic beaver design, surrounded by the words Canada in the year 2001. It's a timeless look that hasn't changed much over the decades. Now let's dive into how the 2001 5-cent coin was made. During this time, the coins were minted at the Royal Canadian Mint, which has been producing Canada's coins since 1908. The 2001 nickel was composed of 100% nickel, giving it a shiny, silvery appearance. This composition is part of what makes it different from the coins minted after 2001, which were made with steel cores and plated with nickel. The Royal Canadian Mint produced over 153 million 5-cent coins in 2001. Because of this high mintage number, the coin is not particularly rare in its regular form. However, as we'll see later, there are some special varieties that make collectors very excited. The production process involved stamping blank planchets with a die that imprinted the designs onto both sides of the coin. These dies are created with incredible precision, but sometimes errors occur during the minting process. And when they do, those error coins become extremely valuable to collectors. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While most 2001 Canadian 5-cent coins are worth only their face value or slightly more, certain rare varieties and minting errors can fetch hundreds, even thousands, of dollars on the collector's market. One of the most sought-after varieties is the misaligned die error, where the design is slightly off-center. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin are not properly aligned, creating a unique and noticeable error. Another valuable error to watch out for is the double strike, where the coin is struck twice, leaving a ghostly second impression of the design. And here's the big one: the near 6 and far 6 variety. On some 2001 5-cent coins, the number 6 in the date appears either very close to or farther from the maple leaf design. This subtle difference has become a hot topic among collectors, with the far 6 variety often commanding a premium price. In recent years, some of these rare error coins have sold for over $1,000 at auctions. So, if you have a 2001 nickel lying around, it's worth taking a closer look. So, how much is a regular 2001 Canadian 5-cent coin worth? If it's in circulation and shows signs of wear, it's typically worth only face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated coins, those that have never been used and are in pristine condition, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5. The real money, of course, lies in the rare varieties and error coins. As we mentioned earlier, coins with misaligned dies, double strikes, or the far 6 variety can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. Cut 2. Chart showing values of different coin grades. Host. For collectors, the grade of the coin matters a lot. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS, 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin, which is highly recommended if you think you have a rare or valuable piece. Before we wrap up, Here are a few tips for all you coin enthusiasts out there. First, always handle your coins carefully to avoid scratches or damage. Use gloves if possible and store your coins in protective holders or albums to keep them safe. Second, if you think you found a valuable coin, do your research or consult an expert. There are many online resources, forums, and even local coin shops that can help you identify and evaluate your finds. And finally, keep an eye out for those rare varieties and errors. You never know when a common-looking coin might turn out to be a hidden treasure. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the 2001 Canadian 5-cent coin. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future video. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2010 Canadian 5-cent coin. Could it be worth more than just 5 cents? Let's find out. First, let's talk history. The Canadian 5-cent coin is affectionately known as the nickel, even though it hasn't been made of pure nickel since 1981. But did you know that the iconic beaver design on the coin dates back to 1937? This design, created by artist G. Kruger Gray, has become a symbol of Canadian identity. The beaver is not just a cute animal, it's an emblem of Canada's fur trade history. Now fast forward to 2010. This was a standard year for nickel production, but there are still some hidden gems to uncover. The 2010 Canadian nickel was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, one of the most advanced mints in the world. By this time, the coin was made primarily of steel with a thin layer of nickel plating. This change was made to reduce production costs while maintaining the iconic look and feel of the coin. In 2010, millions of these coins were produced, but not all coins are created equal. Variations, errors, and minting anomalies can make a simple nickel worth significantly more. Now let's talk money. The face value of this coin is, of course, just 5 cents. But for collectors, the story doesn't end there. Depending on its condition and rarity, the 2010 Canadian nickel can fetch higher prices. Coins in circulated condition typically won't sell for much more than face value, but uncirculated coins, or those in mint state, can sell for anywhere from 50 cents to a few dollars. Special proof-like or specimen coins, produced for collectors, can be worth even more. These coins are often sold in sets and are prized for their flawless finish. Here's where it gets really exciting. Error coins from 2010 can be worth hundreds of dollars. Some of the most sought-after errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and coins with missing plating. If you think you have an error coin, examine it carefully with a magnifying glass or take it to a professional appraiser. Sometimes, what looks like a small flaw can make a big difference in value. So how do you know if your 2010 nickel is worth more than 5 cents? Here are some tips. Examine the condition. Coins with minimal wear are more valuable. Look for errors. Check for doubling, misstrikes, or missing plating. Check the weight. A genuine 2010 nickel should weigh about 3.95 grams. Deviations could indicate an error or counterfeit. Compare with price guides. Use resources like the Charlton Standard Catalog of Canadian Coins or online auction sites to check current market trends. Did you know? Some Canadian nickels have sold for thousands of dollars. While a 2010 nickel hasn't reached those heights, certain error coins and rare mint state examples can command impressive prices at auctions. Always keep an eye out for these hidden treasures. And there you have it, the fascinating story of the 2010 Canadian 5-cent coin. Who knew such a small coin could hold so much history and potential value? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to your channel name, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the Canadian 5-cent coin from 2007. Is it just another nickel in your pocket? Or could it be worth a lot more? Stick around, because you might be holding a small fortune without even realizing it. Let's explore the history, the value, and the surprising worth of this humble coin. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll want to check every nickel in your wallet. To understand the 2007 Canadian nickel, we first need to take a quick trip back in time. Canada's 5-cent coin has been a staple of our currency since the 19th century. Originally made from silver, the 5-cent coin was much smaller back then, almost the size of a dime. This tiny silver coin earned the nickname fish scale because of its size and shiny surface. In 1922, the nickel we recognize today was born, replacing silver with nickel as the primary metal. The iconic beaver design we see now debuted in 1937, and it's been an enduring symbol of Canadian heritage ever since. The reverse design, featuring a beaver on a rock, was created by the famous Canadian artist G. Kruger Gray. The obverse, or the front, features Queen Elizabeth II. Over the years, her portrait has changed to reflect her age. On the 2007 nickel, you'll see the fourth portrait of the Queen, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt, which first appeared in 2003. So, what makes the 2007 Canadian 5-cent coin stand out? Well, 2007 was a fairly standard year for Canadian coinage, with millions of nickels minted. However, coin collectors have a keen eye for unique features, rare errors, and variations, and the 2007 nickel is no exception. There are reports of certain 2007 nickels that have minting errors, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubling in the lettering or beaver design. These errors are what can make an ordinary nickel worth much more than face value. We'll get into the market value for those rare finds in just a moment. Another key detail about the 2007 nickel is its composition. By this time, the Royal Canadian Mint was producing nickels using a steel core with a nickel coating, which made them more cost-effective. This means older nickels with higher nickel content are often worth more in terms of metal value. But don't count out your 2007 nickels just yet. Alright, let's talk numbers. A standard 2007 Canadian 5-cent coin in circulated condition is usually worth its face value, just 5 cents. But if you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one with a unique minting error, the value can skyrocket. For example, a 2007 nickel graded as MS 65, that's mint state 65 on the Sheldon coin grading scale, can sell for around $5 to $10. Doesn't sound like much? Well, consider this. If you have an entire roll of uncirculated 2007 nickels, you could be looking at $100 or more. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Rare minting errors can push the value even higher. Coins with visible doubling, misaligned dies, or even unusual blemishes caused during the minting process have been known to fetch anywhere from $50 to $500, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Imagine finding one of those in your pocket change. So, how do you know if your 2007 nickel is worth more than a cup of coffee? Here are some tips. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe to check for doubling in the lettering, especially in the words Canada or 5 cents. Check the edges. Look for off-center strikes or irregular edges. Look for die cracks. These are tiny raised lines caused by a damaged die during minting. Preserve the condition. Coins in mint condition are always more valuable, so handle your nickels with care. If you think you've found something special, consider getting your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading can make a huge difference in the value of your coin when selling to collectors. Still not convinced? Let's look at some real-life examples of valuable 2007 Canadian nickels. In recent years, collectors have paid top dollar for error coins and high-grade specimens. For instance, one 2007 nickel with a dramatic die crack sold for over $250 at an auction. Another uncirculated roll of 2007 nickels went for more than $200 because of its pristine condition. These stories prove that even the smallest coin can have a big impact, if you know what to look for. So there you have it, the story of the 2007 Canadian 5-cent coin, its history, its market value, and the hidden treasures it might hold. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's always worth keeping an eye on your spare change. Who knows? Your next big find might be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of coins. Today, we're diving deep into a small but fascinating piece of Canadian history, the 5-cent coin from 1977. You may have seen this little coin in your spare change, but did you know it has an intriguing story and might be worth more than just 5 cents? Let's explore its history, design, and market value to see why this nickel is catching the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. First, let's take a step back and look at the history of the Canadian 5-cent coin. The nickel as we know it today originated in Canada back in 1922, replacing the smaller silver 5-cent pieces that had been in circulation since the 19th century. The transition to nickel was driven by economic considerations and the need for a more durable material. By the 1970s, the nickel had become a staple of Canadian currency, known for its iconic designs and practical use. Now, the 1977 Canadian nickel continues a long tradition of the coin's unique design and craftsmanship. It was minted during an interesting time in Canadian history, a period marked by cultural growth and global recognition. Let's talk about the design. The 1977 5-cent coin features the beloved beaver on the reverse side. This design was first introduced in 1937 by artist G. Kruger Gray and has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Canadian coinage. The beaver, an industrious and iconic animal, represents Canada's rich natural heritage and its historic fur trade industry. The inscription, 5 cents, the year 1977, in Canada. On the obverse side, we have the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Canadian coins from 1965 to 1989 and captures the Queen in her youth, wearing a tiara. It's a timeless representation of Canada's ties to the British monarchy. In terms of production, the 1977 nickel was minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, known for its precision and quality. These coins were made of pure nickel, which gives them a bright and durable finish. Here are some quick facts about the specifications of the 1977 nickel. Cut to an animated list. Composition: 100% nickel diameter, 21.2 mm weight, 4.54 grams edge. Smooth. It's worth noting that pure nickel coins were phased out in Canada in the early 1980s due to rising material costs, making older nickels like the 1977 coin more unique today. Now, let's talk about the part you've been waiting for: the market value and potential worth of the 1977 Canadian nickel. On the surface, it's just a 5-cent coin, but depending on its condition and rarity, its value can vary greatly. Most 1977 nickels in circulated condition are worth their face value of 5 cents. However, if you have one in uncirculated or mint condition, it could be worth significantly more to collectors. Here are some key points to consider when determining the value of your coin. Condition: coins graded as mint state, MS, can fetch between $1 and $5, depending on their shine and lack of scratches. Errors: coins with minting errors, such as misaligned dies or double strikes, can be worth $50 or more. Rarity: while 1977 nickels are not rare overall, low mintage variations or those from specific mint locations might have added value. If you believe you have a valuable coin, consider having it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can greatly increase its marketability and worth. Before we wrap up, here are a few fun facts about Canadian nickels that you might not know. Did you know that during World War II, Canadian nickels were made of a different material? From 1942 to 1945, they were minted from a copper-zinc alloy known as tombac to conserve nickel for the war effort. And here's another one. The beaver design has been featured on Canadian nickels for over 85 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in modern history. So, whether you're a casual collector or just curious about the change in your pocket, the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin is a small but fascinating piece of history. Who knows, that nickel in your drawer could be worth more than you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating stories about coins and collectibles. In today's video, we're shining a spotlight on the humble yet intriguing 1993 Canadian 5-cent coin. You might have seen this coin in your pocket change, or maybe you've stumbled across it in your collection. But did you know that some 1993 5-cent coins can fetch impressive prices on the collector's market? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know the history, unique features, and potential value of this little coin. Who knows? You could be sitting on a small fortune. Let's start with a little history. The Canadian 5-cent coin, often called the nickel, has a rich history dating back to 1858. The design of the coin we know today was first introduced in 1937 and features the iconic image of a beaver sitting on a rock, symbolizing Canada's natural heritage and industrious spirit. First, it's important to note that the 1993 nickel was minted during an era when the Royal Canadian Mint was experimenting with materials and production methods. This year's coin was struck using a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and a distinctive metallic sheen. It's slightly smaller and lighter than earlier versions due to technological advancements. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, you'll find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Dora de Petrie Hunt. This portrait was introduced in 1990 and remained in use until 2003. The reverse side, as always, features the iconic beaver design created by G. Kruger Gray. Now, let's talk numbers. The Royal Canadian Mint produced approximately 100 million 5-cent coins in 1993. While this may seem like a high number, not all coins are created equal. Certain factors, like condition, minting errors, and unique variations, can make some coins more valuable than others. One of the key reasons collectors love the 1993 nickel is the possibility of minting errors. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, such as off-center strikes, double-die errors, or planchet flaws. These rare mistakes can significantly increase the coin's value. So, if you have a 1993 nickel, be sure to inspect it closely for any unusual markings or imperfections. Alright, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How much is this coin actually worth? For most 1993 Canadian nickels in circulated condition, the kind you'd find in your spare change, the value is typically around 5 to 10 cents. These coins are common and hold little additional value beyond their face value. However, coins in uncirculated condition or those graded by a professional coin grading service as MS 65 or higher can fetch significantly higher prices. These pristine coins often sell for anywhere from $5 to $20 depending on the buyer and the market. The real jackpots, though, are the coins with rare errors or anomalies. For example, double-die errors. If the text or design appears doubled, the coin could be worth $50 to $200 or more. Off-center strikes. Coins where the design is noticeably misaligned can sell for $100 or more. Planchet errors. Coins struck on a defective or foreign planchet have been known to reach values upwards of $500. So, the next time you're sorting through your change, keep an eye out for these rare features. You might be wondering, what makes this coin so appealing to collectors? Beyond its potential value, the 1993 Canadian nickel holds a unique place in Canadian numismatics. Many collectors are drawn to its classic design and the era it represents. The early 1990s marked a transitional period for Canadian coinage, with changes in production methods and materials. For some, the 1993 nickel is a nostalgic piece of history. Additionally, it's an affordable entry point for new collectors. With a little effort, anyone can start hunting for these coins in circulation or at local coin shops. Before we wrap up, here are some quick tips for finding and preserving 1993 Canadian 5-cent coins. Search your change. Always check your pocket change or ask friends and family to save their coins for you. You never know what treasures you might find. Visit coin shops and shows. Local coin shops or trade shows are great places to find coins in better condition. Don't be afraid to ask the dealer if they have any 1993 nickels. Preserve your coins. Keep your coins in a cool, dry place and avoid handling them with bare hands. Use coin holders or albums to protect them from scratches and tarnish. Get your coins graded. If you think you've found a valuable 1993 nickel, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can greatly increase its market value. And there you have it. The 1993 Canadian 5-cent coin might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but it has a fascinating history and the potential to be worth much more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is definitely worth keeping an eye out for. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Coin Collectors Chronicles for more amazing content. And hey, let us know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable 1993 nickel? We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2012 Canadian 5-cent coin. This seemingly ordinary coin has a fascinating history and might just surprise you with its hidden worth. First, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 2012 Canadian 5-cent piece features the iconic beaver design, a symbol synonymous with Canada's rich natural heritage. On the reverse, you'll find a detailed engraving of the beaver sitting on a log, surrounded by the words Canada, the year 2012, and the coin's denomination, 5 cents. The obverse side, as always, showcases the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt in 2003. This design has been featured on Canadian coins for decades, representing the country's ties to the British monarchy. The history of the Canadian 5-cent coin dates back to 1858 when Canada's very first coins were minted. These coins have undergone numerous transformations, including their size, material composition, and design. Did you know that early Canadian nickels were actually made of silver until 1921? However, by 1922, nickel became the primary material due to cost-effectiveness. Fast forward to the modern era, and the 2012 nickel is composed of steel, with a nickel and copper plating, making it lighter and cheaper to produce. This transition reflected the need to adapt to rising material costs while maintaining the coin's classic appearance. So, what makes the 2012 Canadian 5-cent coin stand out? For most Canadians, it was just another year of pocket change. But for collectors, subtle differences and production details can make all the difference. In 2012, the Royal Canadian Mint produced a limited number of these coins due to a lower overall demand for physical currency. This was the result of an increasingly digital economy and the phasing out of the Canadian penny in 2013, which led to a shift in how coins were minted. While 5-cent coins weren't discontinued, fewer were needed in circulation. Now, let's talk about the market value of the 2012 Canadian 5-cent coin. For an everyday coin in circulated condition, the value is usually just 5 cents. However, pristine coins graded as MS 65 or higher by professional grading services can fetch a much higher price. For example, some mint condition 2012 nickels have been sold for up to 30 Canadian dollars or more in online auctions or coin shops. These prices depend on the coin's condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. Coins with unique errors, such as doubling, misaligned dies, or off-center strikes, can significantly increase the value. These errors are highly sought after, with some fetching hundreds of dollars. Are you ready to hunt for valuable 2012 Canadian nickels? Here are a few tips to get you started. Inspect your change. Check your pockets, jars, or even the bottom of your couch cushions. You never know where a hidden gem might be lurking. Look for errors. Examine your coins under a magnifying glass or with a loupe to spot any rare errors or anomalies. Preserve quality. If you find a coin in good condition, handle it carefully by the edges to avoid scratches or smudges. Consider placing it in a protective coin holder to maintain its value. Get it graded. For coins that seem particularly pristine or unique, consider having them graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A graded coin's value can skyrocket. So, can the 2012 Canadian 5-cent coin make you rich? Well, while most coins in circulation are worth their face value, those in mint condition or with rare errors can bring in a nice profit for collectors. The highest recorded sale for a 2012 nickel was over 300 Canadian dollars, thanks to a unique minting error. While finding such a coin is rare, it's not impossible. With a bit of patience and a keen eye, you could uncover a valuable piece of Canadian history. From its rich history to its potential as a hidden treasure, the 2012 Canadian 5-cent coin proves that even the smallest things can hold great value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you might find a rare gem in your change. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating coin stories. Today, we're diving deep into the history, market value, and surprising worth of the 2009 Canadian 5-cent coin. You might have one of these coins sitting in your pocket or tucked away in a jar, but could it be worth more than just 5 cents? Let's find out. Before we dig into the 2009 coin specifically, let's take a quick trip back in time and talk about the Canadian 5-cent coin in general. The 5-cent coin, often referred to as the nickel, has been a staple of Canadian currency since 1922 when it replaced the silver half-dime. But did you know the first nickels weren't actually made of nickel? They were pure silver. That changed in the 1920s when nickel became more practical for minting. Fast forward to 1937, and we see the debut of the iconic beaver design by G. Kruger Gray, which has been a defining feature of the coin ever since. And, of course, on the obverse side is the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, who has graced Canadian coins since 1953. The 2009 Canadian 5-cent coin might look like any other nickel at first glance, but there are some interesting details that make it stand out. First, let's talk about its composition. By 2000, The Royal Canadian Mint transitioned from pure nickel to plated steel to save costs. The 2009 coin was struck using this newer method, with a core of steel coated with layers of nickel and copper. Second, 2009 was a year of high minting activity, but not all 5-cent coins from this year are created equal. Some were struck at the Ottawa Mint, while others were minted in Winnipeg. The Winnipeg coins are particularly common, but certain error coins and proof versions from Ottawa are highly sought after by collectors. And finally, there's the enduring beaver design on the reverse, a symbol of Canadian industriousness. Paired with Queen Elizabeth's effigy on the obverse, this coin is a perfect blend of Canadian history and artistry. So, how much is the 2009 Canadian 5-cent coin worth today? Is it really just 5 cents? Or could it be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars? Let's break it down. Most standard 2009 nickels are still in circulation and are worth their face value. You'll likely find them in your spare change without much effort. But as with all coins, the true value lies in the details. Uncirculated coins. If you have a 2009 nickel that's in mint condition, meaning it hasn't been touched by everyday wear and tear, it could be worth anywhere from 50 cents to $5, depending on the grade. Proof coins. These were special collector's editions struck with an ultra-high level of detail and a mirror-like finish. Proof versions of the 2009 nickel can fetch between $10 and $20. Error coins. Here's where things get exciting. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, such as double strikes, die cracks, or misaligned designs. A 2009 5-cent error coin could easily sell for $50 to $500, depending on the rarity of the error. Always check your coins carefully. That tiny minting mistake could mean big bucks. Now, let's talk about the big money. There have been reports of certain 2009 nickels fetching astonishing prices at auctions and private sales. In one case, a rare 2009 error coin featuring a dramatic die break was sold for $800. Another example is the off-center strike error, where the design is visibly shifted to one side of the coin. These can go for $200 to $500 depending on the condition. What's the key takeaway here? It's not just about having a 2009 nickel. It's about having one with unique characteristics. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can help you determine if your coin is a treasure in disguise. Examine the mint mark. Look for tiny details like the W or P mint mark indicating where the coin was minted. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for double strikes, cracks, or off-center designs. Look for luster. Coins with a brilliant, uncirculated shine are worth far more than dull, worn-down ones. Get it graded. Professional grading services can confirm the condition and authenticity of your coin, which is essential if you're planning to sell it. There you have it. The 2009 Canadian 5-cent coin is more than just pocket change. From its rich history to its potential market value, this little coin packs a big story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips and hidden treasures. And hey, if you've got a 2009 nickel in your collection, drop a comment below and let us know. Who knows, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Canadian coinage, focusing on one particular piece of currency that has both historical significance and intriguing value in the modern market. We're talking about the 1981 5-cent coin from Canada. What makes this seemingly simple coin so special, and how much is it really worth today? Stick around as we explore the history, market trends, and the potential big payoffs hidden within your pocket change. Let's get started. Let's take a step back in time to understand the historical backdrop of the 1981 5-cent coin. Canada has a long and rich history when it comes to coinage. The 5-cent piece, known as the nickel, has been a staple of Canadian currency since its introduction in 1858. While the design and composition have evolved over time, the 1981 coin sits within a period of transition for Canada's minting process. Now, you might be wondering, what makes 1981 so significant? Well, in 1981, Canada was still using a traditional nickel alloy for its coins, a mixture of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The 1981 5-cent coin is particularly special because it was part of the last batch of coins before the government switched the alloy to a more cost-effective and durable steel core plated with nickel in 1982. On the obverse side of the coin, we find the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which has appeared on many Canadian coins since the early 1950s. The reverse, however, features a beaver, an iconic symbol of Canada, representing the country's historical connection to the fur trade. This design has been a part of the Canadian 5-cent coin since 1937 and remains one of the most recognizable emblems of Canadian currency. While the 1981 5-cent coin may seem like just another nickel in the vast collection of Canadian coinage, there are a few interesting facts about the minting process. In 1981, the Royal Canadian Mint produced millions of these coins, but there are variations that collectors often look for. For example, the 1981 5-cent coin was minted at two different locations, Ottawa and Winnipeg. The Ottawa Mint's coins have a slight variation in the details of the beaver's tail, while the Winnipeg-produced coins have a cleaner design. These minute differences can have a significant impact on the market value for collectors. Additionally, another noteworthy aspect is the no P variety, a rare issue where certain coins minted in Ottawa that year don't have the P mint mark, and that missing mark can increase a coin's value by as much as several $100s if in pristine condition. However, the true value of these variations really comes down to condition. A coin in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in everyday transactions, will be worth significantly more than one that's been in circulation for decades. Now, let's talk about the current market value. In terms of face value, a 1981 5-cent coin is worth, well, 5 cents. But as many coin collectors know, the value of a coin isn't always tied to its face value, especially for older coins or those with unique features. So, how much could the 1981 5-cent coin really be worth? First, let's break it down. If your coin has been circulated over the years, it's probably only worth a couple of dollars at most, depending on its condition. The general range for circulated 1,981 5-cent coins hovers between 10 to 50 cents, with some lucky finds reaching just under $1 for coins in above-average condition. Now, for the real treasures. If you happen to have an uncirculated coin, the value could shoot up significantly. These can range anywhere from $5 to $15, with some listings pushing towards the $20 mark for coins in pristine condition. But what about those rare varieties? As mentioned before, the no P, mint mark, and other subtle design variations can make a huge difference. Some of these coins have been known to fetch upwards of $300 to $500 at auctions if they're in excellent condition, and the demand for rare Canadian coins continues to rise among collectors. So, what does the future hold for the 1981 5-cent coin? Well, Canadian nickels have been phased out of everyday use in some places, and the rising value of older coins means that collectors might become even more interested in acquiring these coins in the future. The trend toward collecting rare or limited edition coins continues to grow as people look for ways to preserve pieces of history. If you happen to own a 1981 5-cent coin, it could be worth more than just pocket change. As time goes on, these coins could become even rarer and more valuable. It's always a good idea to hold onto well-preserved coins, especially if they feature rare characteristics, as their market value is likely to increase. Wondering how to check if you have a valuable 1981 5-cent coin in your collection? Here's a quick guide to evaluating its condition and determining its worth. Start by inspecting the coin carefully. Look for any signs of wear or damage, such as scratches, dents, or discoloration. A coin in mint condition will have sharp details, a clear design, and a bright shine. Using a magnifying glass can help you identify any tiny details or minting marks that could indicate a rare variation. Next, check for any specific mint marks. Coins minted in Ottawa should have the P mark, and some coins might not have it at all. This is where collectors get excited. Once you've got your coin identified, check online auction sites, numismatic reference books, or coin dealers to compare it to similar listings. To wrap things up, the 1981 5-cent coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a small slice of Canadian history with a market value that could surprise you. Whether you have a coin tucked away in your collection or you're just starting your journey into the world of numismatics, the 1981 nickel is a great coin to keep an eye on. Remember, condition and rarity are key factors in determining its value. So if you have one of these coins, make sure to inspect it closely and preserve it well. Who knows? You could be holding onto a rare gem that's worth far more than its face value. Until next time, keep your eyes on your change. You never know what could be worth more than you think. See you in the next video.